Okay, so this video begins our discussion on authorization. So because we were able to add our authentication middleware, we now know that a user can be either one of two users. They could be an anonymous user and they can be a valid user. Now keep in mind the user can be someone who has activated their account, or it could be someone who has not yet activated their account. So we'll be setting up rules whereby based on which user it is, we will be restricting access to our endpoints. So to set things up, we want to create two error responses. So let's go here to errors, and we want to generate an error, or we want to return an error when we have unauthorized access. Okay, so unauthorized access. So this is an anonymous user trying to access some endpoint that they are not allowed to. And so let's just copy this. Let's paste this. And so this response will be an authentication required response. Okay, so this is the first type of response that we will be creating. And the message for this will simply say, you must be authenticated to access this resource. Okay, and so that's what we will use when we have an authentication issue. Okay, so for example, if an anonymous user wants to access some endpoint and they are not allowed to do that, then we'll send back this message. Now, another type of response that we can send a user is a user has registered, however, they have not yet activated their accounts. So, users who have not activated their accounts. Okay, so we want to issue a response where we have a user who has registered but not yet activated. So we will have an inactive account response. Okay, and let me change this one here from status unauthorized to status, well, actually it's still unauthorized, so I'll leave it. Yeah, it's correct. If you're anonymous, you are unauthorized. Okay, anyway, let's continue. And so this person is not going to be unauthorized. They do have the authority, they have signed up. And so the message will simply tell them, right, your user account must be activated to access this resource. Okay, so note the difference. One of them is an anonymous user, And this one, it's a valid user except they have not yet activated their account. So this can no longer be a unauthorized status. It will simply mean that we have a status forbidden. Okay, forbidden status. All right. Okay, so keep that in mind. Unauthorized simply means not a valid user in our case, and status forbidden means a valid user but they have not yet activated their account, or they do not have the access privilege based on their settings to access the resource that they are trying to access. Okay, so these are the two responses we need, and so I will leave it here. In the next video, we will now go ahead and build the middleware that will check the request coming in and see what access privilege the user has. So obviously when we break open that request and get that context, get the user context, and we see that it's an anonymous user, we'll know what to do. If we check and see that it's a valid user, then we know what to do. Okay, I'll see you in that video.